The world, as Kaelen knew it, was a canvas of shimmering, translucent ghosts. This was the Echo Plane, a reality built not on solid matter, but on the lingering memories and residual energies of countless pasts. Towering, spectral skyscrapers from a forgotten era would flicker and fade against a perpetually twilit sky, their forms overlapping with the ghostly image of an ancient forest or a raging battlefield. For most, this fluid, shifting existence was a nightmare. For Kaelen, it was just home. He was an Echo-Scavenger, a rust rat of a different breed. He didn't sift through metal and plastic. He sifted through the decaying memories of the dead, searching for stable Memory-Shards. These small, crystalline fragments of coherent history were the only real currency, the only stable matter left. He navigated the chaotic, overlapping echoes with a grim expertise, his antique echo lantern casting a pale, stabilizing light that cut through the ethereal fog. His cynicism was his shield, forged years ago when a paradox zone, a violent storm of clashing, corrupted echoes, had appeared without warning and simply erased his small settlement, his family, his entire past from the canvas. Kaelen moved. Through the rusted fields, an echo of a long-dead industrial age. His specialized goggles fitted with scavenged lenses allowed him to see the subtle, color-coded shimmers of ambient echo energy. He saw a faint, blue shimmer, an echo of ease. Sadness, probably a lost worker. He avoided it. He was looking for gold or silver shimmers, stability, resolve, or joy. Those were the echoes that solidified into valuable memory shards. A sudden, sharp pulse made him flinch. It wasn't the chaotic static of a forming paradox zone, nor the simple, fading whisper of a common echo. This was something different. It was a clear, pure, resonant tone, like a single perfect note hanging in the air. It pulsed with an energy he had never encountered, potential. It wasn't a memory of something that was. It felt like a promise of something that could be. His instincts, honed by years of survival, screamed at him to run. The unknown was death. But the echo, it called to him. It was a warmth in the perpetual cold of the echo plane. Breaking all his own rules, Kaelen followed the pulse. He moved through the ghostly skeletons of factories, pushing past the weeping echoes of long-dead families until he found the source. In a small, perfectly stable bubble of reality, where the shifting echoes of the outside world could not penetrate, sat a crystalline object. It was flawless, the size of his fist, and pulsed with a soft internal golden light. It was a memory seed, but unlike any he had ever seen. It was not a static archive of a dead place. It was vibrant, alive, a weaver seed. He was mesmerized. He had heard legends of these, the primeval artifacts that supposedly wove the echo plane into existence. Tentatively, his hand covered in a tattered glove, he reached out and touched its smooth, warm surface. The moment his skin made contact, the universe exploded. A torrent of raw data, of pure, unfiltered creation flooded his mind. He didn't just see echoes. He saw the threads that connected them, the loom upon which they were woven. A translucent blue interface, crisp and infinitely more stable than any flickering echo, superimposed itself over his vision. Sentient memory seed detected. Initializing. Echo Weaver system. User identity confirmed. Kaelen. Bonding. Success. Class acquired. Echo Weaver nascent. You have gained a new core resource. Echo Energy Mana. Pool 1010. You have gained a new core resource. Memory-Shards. Used as weaving catalysts. Passive skill. Gained. Echo Empathy, Level 1, can perceive the base emotional state and clarity of nearby echoes. Active skill. Gained. Echo Weaving, Level 1, allows the user to draw ambient echo energy and weave it into simple temporary constructs. Cost, 5 echo energy. Active skill, gained, Memory-Purification, Level 1. Attempt to cleanse a corrupted echo, stabilizing it, Success rate, low. Cost, 10 Echo energy. New schema, unlocked. Whisper form, shield. Kaelen collapsed, gasping, his mind reeling. The world around him had snapped into a new, terrifying focus. He could see the individual threads of energy in the air. The faint blue shimmer of the sad echo nearby, he could feel its sorrow, a tangible weight. The rusty factory, he could feel its lingering pride and decay. He was no longer just a scavenger of the past. The system had just given him the tools to become its architect. Kaelen spent a long time, just breathing, trying to process the flood of new information. His echo empathy, level 1, was overwhelming. The rusted fields, once just a desolate scavenging ground, were now a cacophony of sorrow, anger, and confusion from the trapped clashing echoes. His cynicism felt like a flimsy paper wall against this tide of raw emotion. The system, however, offered a solution, not just to perceive, but to act. He looked at his new skills. Echo weaving, level 1. He had 10-10 echo energy. He had to. He focused on the schema he had unlocked. Whisper form, shield. He visualized the threads of ambient echo energy around him, pulling them from the air and weaving them together, just as the system interface suggested. Attempting to cast Echo Weaving, level 1. Schema, Whisper form, shield, selected. Cost 5 echo energy, weaving, success. You have gained 5 XP. Echo weaving, level 1, 5100 XP. A faint shimmering disk of translucent blue light, about the size of a dinner plate, appeared on his arm. It was flimsy, ethereal, and felt like solidified static, but it was real. It was a construct born of his will. He touched it, and it hummed, deflecting a particle of swirling dust. It lasted for about 30 seconds before dissolving back into harmless ambient energy. He felt a thrill he hadn't experienced since before. Well, before. He tried again, weaving another shield, then another. He was getting faster. The shields were slightly more defined. His XP ticked upward. He wasn't just recycling the past. He was giving it new form. He needed a catalyst, as the skill description suggested, a memory shard. He used his new echo empathy to scan the area. He ignored the corrupted red echoes and the weeping blue ones, searching for a stable golden shimmer. He found one lodged inside a rusted spectral locker, a memory shard, joyful memory. It pulsed with a gentle warmth. He held the shard and activated his echo-weaving skill, this time focusing the energy into the shard. The system offered him a new schema, one that resonated with the shard's joyful, bright energy. New schema unlocked. Whisper form, Echo Light. Attempting to cast, Echo Weaving, level 1. Schema, Echo Light selected. Catalyst, Memory Shard. Joyful Memory, X1. Cost, 3 Echo Energy. Weaving, success. You have gained 10 XP. Echo Weaving, level 1, 35 of 100 XP. The memory shard didn't shatter. It dissolved, its energy feeding the weave. A small, brilliant wisp of golden light emerged, hovering over Kaelen's shoulder. It was brighter and, more importantly, warmer than his antique echo lantern. It bobbed cheerfully, illuminating the decaying factory with a light that felt like laughter. It was a stable, permanent, as long as he willed it, construct. He had created light from joy. The philosophical weight of the act settled on him. He wasn't just a scavenger anymore. He was a weaver. He was a creator. He continued experimenting, drawing ambient energy, weaving simple shields, and practicing his control. His XP bar slowly filled. You have gained 100 XP. You have leveled up. Kaelen is now level 2. All stats increased. Echo Energy Pool 2020. New passive skill. Gained. Echo Empathy, level 2. Can now understand simple, one-word concepts from strong echoes, e.g., danger, safe, lost. Active skill gained. Memory-Purification, level 1. Memory-Purification, level 2. Success rate, low, medium. Cost, 8 Echo Energy. Active skill gained, Echo Weaving. Level 1, Echo Weaving, Level 2, can now weave more complex whisper forms. New schema unlocked, Whisper Form Scout. He now had the ability to purify corrupted echoes, the very things that created the deadly paradox zones. A new, terrifying, and deeply personal path was opening up before him. He could finally fight back against the chaos that had stolen his past. Kaelen, now level 2, felt the echo plane with a new, dangerous clarity. His echo empathy, level 2, was no longer just a passive sensor for emotion. It was an early warning system. He could now clearly distinguish the discordant, painful static of corrupted echoes, the building blocks of paradox zones. He had always run from this static. Now he felt a grim determination to face it. He found one nearby, a small localized anomaly swirling in the ruins of a spectral marketplace. It was a dark, tangled knot of red and black echoes, pulsing with palpable malice and pain. His empathy. Skill picked up a single, looping, screaming concept, betrayal. This was it. A chance to test Memory-Purification, Level 2. He approached the anomaly. The air grew cold and distorted. Ghostly figures flickered at the edge of his vision, their faces twisted in silent screams. This was the Fade, the enemy of reality. He extended his hand, his echo-light wisp providing a small bubble of golden, stable reality. He activated the skill. Attempting to cast Memory-Purification Level 2 on Corrupted Echo Level 3. Cost, 8 Echo Energy. Success rate, medium, 40%. Weaving, success. You have gained 25 XP. Echo Weaving, Level 2, 25, 200 XP. Kaelen felt a violent psychic backlash like plunging his hands into a hornet's nest. The echo fought him, its corrupted energy trying to invade his mind. He gritted his teeth, pouring his own will, his own echo energy into the weave, smoothing the tangled threads, calming the psychic storm. It was excruciating, like trying to untangle a knot of burning, screaming rope. After a long moment, the violent red-black energy calmed, faded, and resolved into a stable, if profoundly sad, blue echo. The feeling of betrayal remained, but it was no longer a scream. It was a mournful whisper. The localized paradox zone dissolved, and in its place, a single high-quality memory shard dropped to the ground, glowing with a deep blue light. Purification. Complete. Corrupted Echo Level 3 stabilized. New item acquired, Memory Shard, Warrior's Betrayal, Uncommon Catalyst. You have gained 100 XP. You have leveled up. Kaelen is now Level 3. All stats increased. Echo Energy Pool, 30/30, new passive skill. Gained, Paradox Resistance, Level 1. Your mind and body have adapted to the Fade. Grants minor resistance to the disorienting and reality-warping effects of paradox zones. Active skill. Gained, Echo Empathy, Level 2. Echo Empathy, Level 3, can now hold brief, fragmented conversations with powerful, coherent echoes. He had done it. He had faced a piece of the Fade and won. He had reversed the chaos. The sense of purpose, of rightness, was overwhelming, cutting through years of hardened cynicism. He looked at the Memory Shard, Warrior's Betrayal. It was an uncommon catalyst. What could he weave with this? He now had paradox resistance. Level 1, a skill essential for navigating the more dangerous zones. His journey was no longer just about scavenging. It was about reclamation. He had the tools to heal the world, one corrupted memory at a time. Kaelen, Level 3, and flush with a new sense of purpose, knew he couldn't stay in the rusted fields. His confrontation with the corrupted echo proved he could fight the Fade, but it also proved he was still weak. He needed to grow stronger, to find more powerful echoes, and, most importantly, to find one of the great memory seeds that acted as stable libraries and sanctuaries. He used his new schema, Whisper Form, Scout. attempting to cast Echo-Weaving, Level 2. Schema, Whisper Form, Scout selected. Catalyst, Memory-Shard, Curious Cat. X1, Cost, 5 Echo Energy, Weaving, Success. You have gained 10 XP. A small, shimmering, translucent cat, no bigger than his hand, formed at his feet. It looked at him, blinked its ethereal eyes, and then darted off, its form easily passing through the shifting spectral walls of the factory. Through his echo-empathy link, Kaelen saw what the scout saw: a dizzying, silent rush through the ruins. The scout returned a few minutes later, its echo form dissolving and feeding its findings back to him. It had found a massive chasm, a sheer drop where the echo plane had been torn apart, too wide to jump. This was a common hazard, forcing scavengers on long, dangerous detours. For Kaelen, it was an opportunity. His echo-weaving skill, now at Level 2, had a description that read, "Can now weave more complex whisper forms." But he knew from the Weaver Seed's initial data infusion that this was just the first tier. Tier 2 was Resonance-Sculpts, stable, tangible constructs. He needed to bridge that gap. He approached the chasm. It was at least 50 feet across. A whisper form wouldn't hold. He needed to sculpt a bridge from the echoes. The system, sensing his intent and his proximity to a clear environmental problem, provided the schema. New schema unlocked. Resonance, Sculpt, Bridge, Basic. Requires Echo Weaving, Level 3, and 5x Memory-Shards, Structural Stable. He wasn't high enough level. He needed to grind. He spent the next cycle in a focused loop. Find corrupted echoes, purify them with Memory-Purification, Level 2. Gain XP, and collect the resulting stable shards. It was dangerous, exhausting work, each purification a small mental battle. But with each success, his power grew. You have gained 150 XP. You have leveled up. Kaelen is now level 4. All stats increased. Echo Energy Pool 40/40. Active Skill. Gained. Echo Weaving, Level 2. Echo Weaving, Level 3. Can now weave basic Resonance-Sculpts. Weaving is more stable and 10% faster. Active Skill. Gained. Memory-Purification, Level 2. Memory-Purification, Level 3. Success rate, high, 60%. Cost, 7. Echo Energy. Can now purify. Corrupted Echoes, Level 5. New schema unlocked. Resonance. Sculpt. Memory-Golem, Basic. He was ready. He returned to the chasm, his pockets heavy with Memory-Shards, Rusted Girder, and Memory-Shards, Cobblestone, that he had purified. He stood at the edge, took a deep breath, and began to weave. Attempting to cast Echo Weaving, Level 3. Schema. Resonance, Sculpt, Bridge, Basic, Selected. Catalysts, 5x, Memory-Shards, Structural Stable. Cost, 25 Echo Energy, Weaving. Success. You have gained 50 XP. Echo Weaving, Level 3, 400 XP. It was a far more complex process than a simple whisper form. He wasn't just pulling ambient energy. He was laying down threads of reality, anchoring them with the solid, stable memories of the shards. A shimmering, translucent bridge of light, looking like it was made of ghostly cobblestones and ethereal steel, solidified before him. It was no longer a flimsy whisper. It was a sculpture. Kaelen stepped onto it. It held his weight. He walked. Across the chasm, a profound sense of accomplishment washing over him. He had defied the broken world, mending a tear in it with his own power. On the other side, his Echo Scout had located something else, a small, hidden cache left by another, scavenger long ago. Inside was a simple, leather-bound journal and a single, uncorrupted memory seed fragment. He touched the journal. Echo Empathy, Level 3, activated. Reading Coherent Echo. Echo. The fade. It's getting faster. The Void Seekers are accelerating it. They are trying to break the library, find the Library of Whispers. Warn Alara. The echo faded. Void Seekers? An intelligent faction? This wasn't just an environmental hazard. There were people causing this. And Ilara at the Library of Whispers. This was a lead. He looked at the memory seed, Fragment. It contained a partial map. It wasn't a complex living seed like his Weaver seed, but it held data. And it was pointing him in the direction of the largest, most stable echo structure in the known zones. Kaelen looked at the map, then back at the chasm he had bridged. His cynicism, the shield he had carried, for so long felt heavy and useless. It was time to stop running from the past. It was time to start weaving its future. Kaelen, level 4, stood on the newly sculpted bridge, the memory seed, Fragment, in his hand pulsing with a faint map. His Resonance-Sculpt, bridge, basic, held firm, a testament to his burgeoning power. The message from the journal Echo, Void Seekers, Library of Whispers, Alara, sent a chill down his spine. The fade wasn't just a natural disaster, it was a weapon wielded by a hidden enemy. He wasn't just fixing reality, he was fighting a war for it. His echo weaving, level 3, allowed him to create tangible constructs, and his Memory-Purification, level 3, could now handle stronger corrupted echoes. He needed to prepare for the dangers of the Library of Whispers, a legendary memory seed said to be the largest repository of history on the Echo Plane. Such a prize would undoubtedly be a target for the Void Seekers. He spent some time experimenting with his new schema, Resonance-Sculpt Memory-Golem Basic. He used the Memory-Shard, Warrior's Betrayal, as a core, imbuing it with a sense of protective loyalty he'd found in other shards. Attempting to cast Echo Weaving, level 3. Schema, Resonance, Sculpt, Memory-Golem, Basic, selected. Catalyst, Memory-Shard, Warrior's Betrayal, X1 3X, Memory-Shards Loyal Guard. Cost 30 Echo Energy. Weaving, Success. You have gained 60 XP. A translucent humanoid figure about Kaelen's height shimmered into existence. Its form was like solidified moonlight, with broad shoulders and a silent, watchful stance. It radiated a feeling of quiet strength. It wouldn't speak, but through his echo empathy, Kaelen felt its simple directive: protect. This was his first companion, a sentient construct born from woven echoes. With his Memory-Golem, which he named Guardian, at his side, Kaelen followed the fragmented map from the memory seed. The journey was arduous, traversing increasingly unstable sections of the echo plane where paradox zones flickered like malicious mirages. His paradox resistance, level 1, kept his mind clear, though the constant reality shifts were dizzying. Finally, they arrived. The Library of Whispers wasn't a building. It was a mountain, an entire range of colossal crystalline structures that seemed to absorb and refract the ambient echo energy. It pulsed with a calm, immense power, radiating billions of stable memories, a bulwark against the chaos. Around it, the echoes were clearer, more coherent, forming distinct landscapes, a serene garden here, a bustling market street there. But the peace was a facade. His echo empathy level 3 flared with alarms. He detected a powerful, malevolent presence, a cold void that actively sought to unravel the stable memories. And he heard whispers, not the benign murmurs of the library, but sharp, calculating voices. Void Seekers. Warning, hostile presence detected. Faction, Void Seekers. Threat level, moderate. Enemy units, 2X, Void Cultist, level 5. Corrupted Echo Manipulators. 2 level 5 enemies. They wore cloaks made of interwoven corrupted echoes, and their faces were masked. They were actively siphoning energy from a section of the library's outer shell, causing the surrounding echoes to flicker violently, threatening to destabilize. Kaelen knew he couldn't let them corrupt the library. He had to act. He sent Guardian forward. Memory-Golem, basic, engaging, Void Cultist, level 5. Guardian moved with surprising speed, its ethereal form easily flowing through a small energy barrier the cultist had erected. It slammed into one cultist, disrupting its siphoning beam. The cultist staggered, momentarily stunned. While Guardian engaged, Kaelen moved in, aiming for the second cultist. He used Echo Weaving, level 3, to create a whisper form binding thread, a schema he'd intuitively learned from seeing how corrupted echoes entangled each other. New schema unlocked. Whisper form, binding thread. Attempting to cast Echo Weaving. Level 3. Schema, whisper form, binding thread, selected. Cost, 15 Echo Energy. Weaving, success. Void Cultist, level 5, is entangled. 3 sec. Ethereal glowing threads wrapped around the second cultist, temporarily immobilizing it. Kaelen followed up with Memory-Purification, level 3, not on the cultist directly, but on the small, corrupted siphoning array it had deployed. Attempting to cast Memory-Purification, level 3, on corrupted siphoning array, level 5. Cost, 7 Echo Energy. Weaving, success. Purification complete. Corrupted siphoning array, level 5, stabilized. You have gained 100 XP. The array sputtered, its dark energy dissipating. The cultist, now freed from the binding, looked furious, its mask turning towards Kaelen. But at that moment, Guardian delivered a decisive blow to the first cultist, sending it reeling. The second cultist, seeing its partner falter and its array dismantled, hesitated. Kaelen pressed his advantage, activating his Echo Empathy, level 3, and projecting a powerful, stable echo of resolution and threat. The cultist recoiled, its corrupt thoughts momentarily overwhelmed by purity. With a snarl, both cultists activated a localized paradox zone around themselves, a desperate escape maneuver, and dissolved into the chaos, leaving behind 2 corrupted memory shards. Void Cultist, level 5, defeated. X2. You have gained 300 XP. You have leveled up. Kaelen is now level 5. All stats increased. Echo Energy Pool, 50-50. New passive skill. Gained, Paradox. Resistance, level 2. Grants moderate resistance to the disorienting and reality warping effects of paradox zones. Can identify the core paradox of a zone. Active skill gained. Memory-Purification, level 3. Memory-Purification, level 4. Success rate, very high, 75%. Cost, 6 Echo Energy. Can now purify corrupted echoes, level 7. Active skill. Gained. Echo Weaving, level 3. Echo Weaving, level 4. Can now weave complex Resonance-Sculpts. New schema. Unlocked. Resonance-Sculpt. Memory wall reinforced. Level 5. He had faced the Void Seekers and held his ground. His guardian stood vigil, a silent testament to his weaving prowess. He turned to the Library of Whispers, now safe, and felt a strong pull. Alara. He needed to find her. Inside the Library of Whispers, Kaelen, now level 5 and with his loyal guardian at his side, felt a profound sense of awe. This was no ordinary structure. It was a sentient archive, its crystalline walls humming with the collective memories of eons. His Echo Empathy, level 3, was overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information, but it also picked up a clearer signal, a coherent, stable echo that resonated with the name Alara. His new paradox resistance, level 2, allowed him to perceive the hidden core paradox within any fading zone, giving him a tactical advantage against the Void Seeker's escape maneuvers. And with Memory-Purification, level 4, he could cleanse even stronger corrupted echoes. He was ready to delve deeper. Following the faint trace of Alara through the library's vast, shimmering halls, he passed through echoes of ancient scholars, bustling market squares, and even a fleeting vision of a starship launching into the void. Each echo was stable, pure, protected by the library's immense power. He found her in a secluded chamber, surrounded by intricate diagrams of the echo planes, energy flows. Alara was a memory keeper, a human scholar entrusted with the library's vast archives. She was sharp, her eyes holding the wisdom of countless accessed memories, but also a weariness from her constant battle against the fade. Her echo aura, as perceived by Kaelen, was focused, resilient, overburdened. She was surprised, then wary to see Kaelen. "How did you get in here, Scavenger?" she asked, her voice calm but firm. "This section is sealed against the Fade, and against those who would exploit its vulnerabilities." Kaelen presented his weaver seed, which pulsed gently in his hand. "My name is Kaelen. I was sent here. Your message reached me through an echo about the Void Seekers and the Fade." Alara's eyes widened, then softened with a flicker of hope. She had sent that echo out years ago, a desperate plea for help, never expecting it to be heard. "So, the Weaver has returned," she murmured, looking at his seed. "It's been millennia. You're the first." She then scanned his system interface, her brow furrowing slightly. "A nascent Weaver with echo empathy at level 3. Remarkable. And a golem. You learn quickly." She explained the true nature of the Fade. It wasn't just random chaos. It was being actively orchestrated by the Void Seekers, a cult that believed the Echo Plane was a failed experiment. They sought to accelerate its collapse, creating a primordial void state from which they believed a new, perfect reality could be born, one free of the messy, unpredictable echoes of the past. Their goal was to corrupt and shatter the great memory seeds, especially the Library of Whispers, to fully unravel existence. "They're after the heart seed," Alara explained, pointing to a shimmering diagram. "The library's core. It's the ultimate anchor of this reality. If they corrupt it, the entire echo plane could collapse." Just then, alarms blared through the E. Library's psychic channels. Echo empathy, level 3, surged with dread. A massive breach. Warning, hostile presence detected. Faction, Void Seekers. Threat level, high. Enemy units, 3x, Void Cultist, level 7. Elite Echo Corruptors, 1x, Fade Sentry. Level 8, Mobile Paradox Generator. 3 level 7 cultists, far more powerful than the last, and a level 8 Fade Sentry, a living paradox zone generator. They were deep inside the library, heading straight for the heart seed. Alara handed Kaelen a small, intricate device. "This is a library key, temporary. It can temporarily activate the library's localized defenses, but it's slow. Buy me time, I'll try to lock down the heart seed chamber." Kaelen nodded, his guardian instantly taking up a defensive stance. This was it, the true fight. He activated his Echo Weaving level 4 and his new schema, Resonance-Sculpt Memory Wall, reinforced. He needed to create a formidable barrier to slow their advance. Attempting to cast Echo Weaving level 4. Schema, Resonance, Sculpt, Memory Wall, reinforced, selected. Catalysts, 5x, Memory-Shards, Ancient Bastion. 3x, Memory-Shards. Defiance. Cost, 40, Echo Energy. Weaving, success. You have gained 150 XP. A solid, shimmering wall of interwoven echoes, imbued with memories of ancient bastions and defiant stands, materialized in the corridor, blocking the cultists' path. It wasn't just physical, it pulsed with a suppressive aura that made their corrupted energy flicker. The cultists slammed into the wall, their corrupted blasts ineffective. The Fade Sentry, level 8, however, pulsed ominously, and a localized paradox zone began to form around it, threatening to consume the memory wall. Kaelen knew he had to disable the sentry. He sent Guardian to engage the cultists, while he focused on the sentry. He used Memory-Purification, level 4, directly on the paradox zone forming around the sentry, trying to overload its generation. Attempting to cast Memory-Purification, level 4 on, Fade Sentry, level 8's paradox field. Cost, 6 Echo Energy. Success rate, very high, 75%. Weaving, success. Fade Sentry, level 8, is stunned. 5 sec. Paradox field temporarily disrupted. The sentry sputtered, its field collapsing, and it glowed with a sickly green light. Kaelen followed up with repeated blasts from his Echo Weaving level 4, a new schema for focused damage, whisper form, blight shard, that he'd learned from purifying corrupted fragments. New schema unlocked, whisper form, blight shard. Attempting to cast Echo Weaving level 4 with blight shard. Damage, moderate, 60. Fade Sentry, level 8, takes damage. Health, 20, 150. The sentry retaliated with a chaotic blast of pure paradox energy. But Kaelen's paradox resistance, level 2, lessened the impact, though it still rattled him. Alara's voice echoed in his mind through their nascent psychic link. Almost there. Keep them busy. Kaelen knew he couldn't let them past. The fate of the Echo Plane, and perhaps Alara, depended on his ability to hold the line. The Library of Whispers groaned under the assault. Kaelen, level 5, was locked in a desperate battle with the Void Seekers. His Resonance-Sculpt memory wall, reinforced, still held, but the Void Cultists, level 7, were relentless, and the Fade Sentry, level 8, though damaged, was recovering. Alara's psychic plea for time resonated in his mind. He was the only thing between them and the Heartseed. He saw an opportunity. The sentry, still damaged, was trying to re-establish its paradox field. Kaelen chose a risky maneuver. He would overload its field. He threw himself forward, weaving his strongest direct damage, whisper form blight shard. Attempting to cast Echo Weaving level 4 with blight shard, damage, moderate, 60. Critical hit, Fade Sentry, level 8, takes damage, health, 150. Fade Sentry, level 8, defeated. Sentry overloaded, small paradox zone, 5 sec, created at origin. You have gained 250 XP. The sentry exploded in a localized burst of chaotic energy, leaving behind an unstable, memory-shard, corrupted paradox, and a small, temporary paradox. Zone. Kaelen's paradox resistance, level 2, shielded him from the worst of it, but he felt the world lurch. The remaining 2, Void Cultists, level 7, turned their fury on him, unleashing barrages of corrupted echo blasts. Guardian, though battered, continued to intercept their attacks, his ethereal form flickering, but holding. Kaelen knew he needed to gain an advantage. He looked at the shattered remains of the sentry. It had left behind a powerful, corrupted memory shard, paradox. He used his Echo Empathy, level 3, to perceive its core essence. Pure, chaotic. Unmaking, he could repurpose it. He attempted a new intuitive weave, a counter-paradox to destabilize the cultists. New schema unlocked. Resonance-Sculpt, paradox lure, temporary. Attempting to cast Echo Weaving, level 4. Schema. Resonance-Sculpt, paradox lure, temporary selected. Catalyst. Memory shard, corrupted paradox. X1. Cost, 35. Echo energy, weaving. Success. You have gained 75 XP. A swirling mini-vortex of chaotic echoes appeared between the two cultists. It wasn't directly harmful, but its confusing temporal shifts disoriented them, causing their attacks to go wide. I've sealed the Heartseed chamber! Ilara's voice pulsed in his mind, tired but relieved. The main door is reinforced, but they'll try to breach it directly. Get here! Kaelen and Guardian quickly dispatched the disoriented cultists, whose corrupt forms dissolved, leaving behind more corrupted memory shards. They raced towards the Heartseed chamber. The door was a massive, shimmering barrier, fortified with layers of ancient echoes, but already the Void Seekers were beginning their assault. Warning. Hostile presence detected. Faction. Void Seekers. Threat level, severe. Enemy units, 1x, Void Shaper, level 10, Master Echo Corruptor, 2x, Fade Knight, level 9, Heavy Echo Warriors. A Void Shaper, level 10, a leader-class cultist capable of shaping corrupted echoes with terrifying power, and 2 Fade Knights, level 9, heavily armored Echo Warriors. This was a direct assault on the Heartseed, the very core of the Echo Plane's stability. The Void Shaper stood before the door, radiating cold power. Its aura was a tangible void, actively sucking clarity from the surrounding echoes. It raised its hands, and a massive, corrupted echo of a battering ram began to materialize, slamming against the door. Kaelen knew he couldn't let that battering ram hit the door. He also couldn't take on the Void Shaper directly. He needed to defend, stabilize, and distract. He immediately activated his Echo Weaving Level 4 and used his Resonance-Sculpt Memory Wall, Reinforced, to layer more defenses onto the already fortified door, attempting to cast Echo Weaving Level 4. Schema: Resonance-Sculpt Memory Wall, Reinforced selected. Catalysts: 5x, Memory-Shards, Ancient Bastion, 3x, Memory-Shards, Defiance. Cost 40 Echo Energy. Weaving: Success. Memory Wall Reinforced, Door Defense increased. You have gained 150 XP. You have leveled up. Kaelen is now level 6. All stats increased. Echo Energy Pool, 60-60. New passive skill gained. Paradox Resistance, level 3. Grants strong resistance to the disorienting and reality warping effects of paradox zones. Can temporarily stabilize paradox zones for 3 seconds. Active skill gained. Echo Weaving, level 4. Echo Weaving, level 5. Can now weave basics. Living Reverberations. Weaving is 15% faster. New schema unlocked. Living Reverberation, Temporal Anomaly, Minor. Level 6, a critical level up. He now had Living Reverberations, the third and most powerful tier of weaving, allowing him to create temporary sentient constructs, and Temporal Anomaly, Minor. More importantly, his Paradox Resistance, level 3, allowed him to temporarily stabilize paradox zones, a critical ability against the Void Shaper. The Void Shaper scoffed at his efforts, redoubling its corrupted battering ram's assault. The door shuddered. Kaelen knew his weaving alone wasn't enough. He looked at the Living Reverberation, Temporal Anomaly, Minor schema. He could create a localized temporal disruption that would throw the Void Shaper off balance. This was it. The Heartseed Chamber door shuddered under the relentless assault of the Void Shaper, level 10. Kaelen, level 6, faced his most dangerous challenge yet. 2 Fade Knights, level 9, moved to flank him, their corrupted echo blades shimmering. His guardian bravely met one knight, but the other moved swiftly towards Kaelen. He needed to disrupt the Void Shaper, and he needed it now. He focused, channeling his echo energy into his newest, most complex schema. Living Reverberation, Temporal. Anomaly, Minor. Attempting to cast Echo Weaving, level 5. Schema: Living Reverberation, Temporal Anomaly, Minor, selected. Catalysts: 5x, Memory-Shards, Distorted Time, 3x, Memory-Shards, Confusion. Cost: 50 Echo Energy. Weaving: Success. You have gained 200 XP. A shimmering, pulsating orb of distorted reality, no larger than a melon, flickered into existence between Kaelen and the Void Shaper. It was not an attack, but a localized temporal disruption. The Void Shaper, caught in its immediate vicinity, snarled as its corrupted battering ram shimmered and fractured, its progress against the door momentarily halted. More importantly, the Shaper itself staggered, momentarily disoriented as its perceptions of time fractured. The flanking Fade Knight level 9 roared, closing in. Kaelen used his Echo Weaving, level 5, to quickly conjure a whisper form shield, just in time to deflect a glancing blow from the knight's corrupted blade. He retaliated with a focused, whisper form, Blight Shard. Attempting to cast Echo Weaving. Level 5 with Blight Shard, damage moderate 70. Fade Knight, level 9, takes damage. Health, 100, 180. While the Shaper was still disoriented, Kaelen knew he had to maximize his advantage. He used his Paradox Resistance, level 3, to temporarily stabilize the small paradox zone created by the Temporal Anomaly Minor. This amplified its disorienting effect on the Shaper, making it more vulnerable to outside interference. Then, an idea struck him. He used his Echo Empathy Level 3 to broadcast a powerful, coherent echo of urgency and righteous fury directly towards Alara's active psychic link. "Alara, now! Hit them with everything you have!" Kaelen mentally roared. Inside the chamber, Alara, who had been struggling to bring the library's full defenses online, felt Kaelen's empowered echo. She understood. She knew he had bought her the precious seconds she needed. With a desperate surge of will, she slammed her hand onto a console. A wave of pure, concentrated echo energy, drawn from the heartseed itself, erupted from the library's walls. It wasn't an attack, but a devastating purification pulse. It bypassed Kaelen's stable constructs entirely, but it tore through the Void Seeker's corrupted forms. Library of Whispers. Purification pulse massive. Activated. Say Void Shaper, level 10, takes catastrophic purifying damage. Health, 0-200. Defeated. Fade Knight, level 9, takes catastrophic purifying damage. Health, 0-180. Defeated. X2. You have gained 1000 XP. You have leveled up. Kaelen is now level 7. All stats increased. Echo Energy Pool 70-70. New passive skill gained. Paradox Resistance, level 4. Grants significant resistance to the disorienting and reality warping effects of paradox zones. Can actively manipulate paradox zones to briefly redirect their chaotic effects. 3 sec cooldown. Active skill. Gained. Memory-Purification, level 4. Memory-Purification, level 5. Success rate, legendary, 90%. Cost, 5 echo energy. Can now purify Corrupted Echoes, level 10, and Void Spawn, basic. Active skill, gained. Echo Weaving, level 5. Echo Weaving, level 6. Can now weave advanced Living Reverberations. Weaving is 20% faster. New schema unlocked. Living. Reverberation, Chronosage, minor, level 7. The Void Seekers, including the powerful Shaper and Knights, had been completely eradicated by the library's counterattack, their corrupted forms dissolving into inert, purified Memory-Shards, nullified. Void. Kaelen, his guardian battered but whole, was exhausted but exhilarated. Alara opened the Heartseed chamber door. She looked at Kaelen with new respect and a hint of something deeper. "You truly are the Weaver," she said, her voice filled with, that was perfect. You bought us the time needed, and your temporal anomaly, ingenious. We haven't seen that kind of direct temporal manipulation in millennia." Kaelen looked at his newest schema. Living Reverberation, Chronosage minor. He could now weave sentient constructs capable of temporal insights, and Memory-Purification, level 5, could purify Void Spawn, the living manifestations of the Fade. The nature of his fight was becoming clearer. The Fade was not just a chaotic unraveling, it was a living, consuming entity, creating monstrous servants. And he, Kaelen, the Echo Weaver, was its nemesis. He had saved the library. But this was only the beginning of a larger war for reality itself. Kaelen, level 7, and now an acknowledged Echo Weaver, stood in the luminous Heartseed chamber with Alara. The immense crystalline Heartseed pulsed with calm, rhythmic power, a stark contrast to the chaos he had just fought. His guardian stood vigil, its ethereal form more defined after the battle. With Memory-Purification, level 5, he could now cleanse even the terrifying Void Spawn, basic, and Living Reverberation Chronosage, minor, promised new avenues of temporal insight. His Paradox Resistance, level 4, was reaching a new peak, allowing him to subtly manipulate chaotic zones. Alara led him to a central console, an ancient interface connected directly to the Heartseed. "The Weaver seed that bonded with you," she explained, "is one of the first architect's creations, the true architect of the Echo Plane. He wove this reality, and he foretold the Fade." She accessed a hidden archive within the Heartseed, projecting a shimmering holographic narrative. It began with the first architect, a brilliant, compassionate entity named Ethel, who created the Echo Plane as a sanctuary, a living tapestry of all history, where memories could be preserved and learned. But his ambition was not without risk. Ethel's greatest creation was the Nexus Seed, meant to be the ultimate anchor, a single point of absolute stability that would unify all echoes. But during its creation, a cosmic anomaly occurred. A fragment of primordial void essence, a raw, formless anti-reality, was drawn into the nascent Nexus Seed. It wasn't destroyed, it was corrupted. The Nexus Seed became the Void Nexus, and the void essence within it gave birth to the Fade Lord Prime, the ultimate sentient entity of chaotic unmaking. The Fade Lord Prime couldn't directly destroy the Echo Plane. Instead, it slowly, insidiously began to corrupt its core fabric, creating the Fade. It empowered the Void Seekers, fanatics seeking to accelerate the collapse, and spawned Void Spawn, living manifestations of corrupted echoes, to spread its influence. The Void Nexus, deep within the most unstable zone, was the heart of its power. New passive skill gained, Ethel's Legacy, Level 1. You now possess a deep, intuitive understanding of the Echo Plane's core architecture and the Fade's genesis. Grants a 10% bonus to Echo Weaving efficiency and unlocks Nexus Weave schemas. Ethel's Legacy, Level 1. Kaelen felt a powerful surge, not of energy, but of understanding. The entire Echo Plane, with all its shifting memories, its sorrow and joy, its intricate connections, suddenly made intuitive sense to him. He could almost feel its heartbeat. And he gained access to Nexus Weave schemas, the ultimate counter-architectures, against the Fade. The Void Nexus, Alara continued, her voice grim, is the ultimate target. If the Fade Lord Prime isn't stopped, the entire Echo Plane will collapse into raw void essence. No more echoes, no more memories, just nothingness. How? Do we stop it? Kaelen asked, the weight of the Echo Plane's fate settling on his shoulders. The first architect left behind the blueprints for the Nexus Weave, Alara explained, a multi-stage counterweave designed to purify the Void Nexus and sever the Fade Lord Prime's connection to our reality. But it requires immense power, precision, and a weaver with true understanding of both creation and unmaking. You, Kaelen, are the only one left. Just then, a terrifying psychic scream ripped through the library's defenses. Not the whispers of cultists, but a primal, monstrous roar. Warning, hostile presence detected. Faction, Fade Lord Prime. Threat level, catastrophic. Enemy unit, 1X. Void Spawn Alpha, Level 12. Corrupted Echo Behemoth, Reality Devourer. A Void Spawn Alpha, Level 12. A true monstrosity, a living black hole of corrupted echoes breaching the library's outer defenses and heading directly for the Heart Seed. This was a direct attack from the Fade Lord Prime, sensing Kaelen's connection to Ethel's legacy. Kaelen knew he couldn't let it reach the Heart Seed. He needed to buy Alara time to prepare the ancient Nexus Weave schematics. He turned to Guardian. We hold the line, Guardian. No matter what. He activated his Echo Weaving, Level 6, and invoked his newest schema, Living Reverberation, Chronosage, Minor. Attempting to cast Echo Weaving, Level 6, schema, Living Reverberation, Chronosage, Minor, selected. Catalysts, 5X. Memory-Shards, Ancient Wisdom. 3X Memory-Shards, Foresight. Cost, 60 Echo Energy. Weaving. Success. You have gained 250 XP. A smaller, shimmering humanoid, radiating calm temporal awareness, materialized next to him. The Chronosage looked at the approaching Void Spawn Alpha, its ethereal eyes widening, then calmly projected a warning. Speed. Unstable. Vulnerability. Cohesion points. Cohesion points, Kaelen muttered. The Alpha's weakness. The Sage would provide vital tactical information. He would need every bit of it against this monstrosity. The Void Spawn Alpha, Level 12, a colossal, undulating mass of corrupted echoes and raw void essence, roared as it tore through the library's defenses. It was a terrifying sight, its form constantly shifting, devouring any stable echo it touched. Kaelen, level 7, Guardian, and the newly summoned Living Reverberation, Chronosage Minor, stood between it and the Heartseed. The Chronosage pulsed with calm warnings. Cohesion points, destabilize. These were the vulnerable nodes where the Alpha's corrupted form momentarily held together. Hitting them would disrupt its ability to devour echoes and perhaps temporarily stun it. The Void Spawn Alpha lunged, its massive tendrils of unmaking reaching for the Heartseed. Kaelen immediately moved to defend. He layered his most robust defenses, attempting to cast Echo Weaving, level 6. Schema, Resonance-Sculpt, Memory Wall, Reinforced, selected. Catalysts, 5x, Memory-Shards, Ancient Bastion, 3x, Memory-Shards, Defiance. Cost, 40, Echo Energy. Weaving, Success. A formidable memory wall solidified, bearing the brunt of the Alpha's initial assault. The wall groaned, but held. Guardian, with a silent roar, threw itself at a smaller tentacle, buying precious seconds. The Chronosage pointed. Upper right. Cohesion point. Kaelen focused, drawing on his Ethel's legacy, level 1, to increase his weaving efficiency. He launched his most potent offensive weave, Whisper Form, Blight Shard, imbuing it with all his intent, attempting to cast Echo Weaving, level 6, with Blight Shard. Damage, high, 80, critical hit. Target, Void Spawn Alpha, level 12. Cohesion point. Void Spawn Alpha, level 12, takes damage. Cohesion point disrupted. Alpha is stunned, 5 sec. You have gained 300 XP. The Alpha shrieked as its form momentarily dissolved, its tendrils flailing harmlessly. The Chronosage instantly pointed to another cohesion point. Kaelen followed up, unleashing another Blight Shard, but the Alpha was powerful. It quickly recovered, its form reforming, its roar filled with renewed malice. It blasted Kaelen with a wave of pure void essence, a devastating attack that tore at the very fabric of his stable constructs. His memory wall, reinforced, shuddered, then began to crack. Kaelen knew he couldn't simply rely on offense. He needed to control the battlefield. His Paradox Resistance, level 4, offered a unique opportunity. He saw a localized, transient paradox zone flickering nearby, a residual effect from the Alpha's chaotic entrance. He focused, subtly manipulating its chaotic energies. Attempting to use Paradox Resistance, level 4, to redirect Transient Paradox Zone. Success, Transient Paradox Zone redirected at Void Spawn Alpha, level 12. Alpha is disoriented, 3 sec. You have gained 100 XP. The Alpha's attack veered wildly, missing Kaelen by inches. This momentary reprieve bought him time. He turned to Alara, who was frantically working at the console, streams of information flowing from the Heartseed. Alara, how long? It's ready! The first Nexus Weave schematic is prepared, but it needs direct infusion from the Weaver Seed. You have to come here. Kaelen knew what he had to do. He couldn't let the Alpha reach the Heartseed, but he couldn't defeat it alone. He needed the Nexus Weave. He ordered Guardian and the Chronosage to hold the line, throwing a desperate Whisper Form shield over them. He sprinted towards Alara, the Alpha's enraged roars echoing behind him. He slammed his Weaver Seed into the console. The system immediately reacted. Nexus Weave schematic detected. Activating Phase 1, Void Stabilizer Array. Required, all remaining, Echo Energy, 10x, Memory-Shards, Nullified Void, Direct Weaver Seed connection. Weaving time, 10 sec-C. He emptied his Echo Energy into the console. The Weaver Seed pulsed violently, drawing in the Memory-Shards, Nullified Void, he had collected from the earlier cultist battles. The entire Heartseed chamber began to hum with immense power. The Void Spawn Alpha, sensing the counterattack, redoubled its efforts, tearing through Guardian's defenses. The chronosage pulsed frantically. Breaching! Kaelen gritted his teeth, pouring all his will into the Nexus Weave. He had to succeed. For the Echo Plane. For Alara. For himself. Nexus Weave. Phase 1. Void Stabilizer Array initiated. Void Spawn Alpha is suppressed. You have gained 500 XP. You have leveled up. Kaelen is now level 8. All stats increased. Echo Energy Pool, 80-80. New passive skill, gained. Ethel's Legacy, level 2. Your understanding of the Echo Plane's core architecture and the Fade's genesis is significantly deepened. Grants a 15% bonus to Echo Weaving efficiency and unlocks advanced Nexus Weave schemas. Active skill. Gained. Echo Weaving, level 6. Echo Weaving, level 7. Can now weave advanced living reverberations with enhanced temporal stability. Weaving is 25% faster. New schema unlocked. Living reverberation, Echo Protector, advanced. Level 8. The Void Stabilizer Array surged from the Heart Seed, encompassing the Void Spawn Alpha. The monstrous entity shrieked, its form flickering, its devastating attack suppressed. It was still there, still dangerous, but held at bay. Kaelen had bought them more time. He looked at his new schema. Living Reverberation, Echo Protector, advanced. A permanent, powerful guardian. He was no longer just weaving temporary shields, he was creating permanent anchors of stability. The Void Spawn Alpha, level 12, now held in check by the Void Stabilizer Array, thrashed wildly, its suppressed roars echoing through the Heartseed chamber. Kaelen, level 8, had barely managed to activate Phase 1 of the Nexus Weave. His Ethel's Legacy, level 2, now granted him access to advanced Nexus Weave schemas. He knew he had to complete all 3 phases to truly neutralize the Fade Lord Prime. Alara quickly brought up the next schematic. Phase 2. The Reality Anchor Chain. It will bind the Alpha's essence, allowing for purification. It needs to be woven directly onto specific anchor points around the Heartseed simultaneously. This was incredibly complex, requiring 3 separate, powerful Resonance-Sculpts to be woven almost at once. He needed more echo energy and more catalysts. Nexus Weave schematic detected. Activating Phase 2. Reality Anchor Chain. Required. 3x. Resonance. Sculpt. Reality Anchor. Powerful. Each requiring 70 echo energy and 15x. Memory-Shards. Absolute. Resolve. He didn't have enough echo energy or the specific shards. He looked at the Void Spawn Alpha contained by the array. It was still spawning smaller corrupted echoes from its thrashing form. Void Spark, level 5. Tiny but numerous. And corrosive. Kaelen had an idea. He sent Guardian to engage the Void Sparks, keeping them from corrupting the Heartseed. He then activated his Memory-Purification, level 5, on the Sparks, not to defeat them, but to extract their latent energy and any stable fragments he could. Salvage. Attempting to cast Memory-Purification level 5 on Void Spark level 5. Cost 5 echo energy. Weaving. Success. Purification complete. Void Spark level 5 stabilized. You have gained 50 XP. You have gained 20 echo energy. Acquired 1x memory shard. Absolute resolve. It was slow, dangerous work, but with each spark purified, Kaelen's echo energy reserves began to replenish, and the rare memory shards, absolute resolve, slowly accumulated. He fought a grueling, desperate battle of attrition, weaving purification after purification, while Guardian engaged the sparks in close combat. The Chronosage calmly pointed out high-density clusters of sparks. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, he had enough. His echo energy was maxed, and he held 15 memory shards. Absolute resolve. He looked at Alara, whose face was etched with worry, but also deep hope. Ready, Kaelen declared, slamming his hand back onto the console. He focused, using his echo weaving. Level 7, to simultaneously initiate all three Resonance-Sculpt, Reality Anchor, Powerful, Weaves. It was a monumental task, demanding absolute precision and control, stretching his mind to its limits. Attempting to cast Echo Weaving, Level 7, X3 simultaneously. Schema: Resonance, Sculpt, Reality Anchor, Powerful, selected. Catalysts: 15x, Memory-Shards, Absolute Resolve. Cost: 210 Echo Energy, Weaving, Success. You have gained 700 XP. 3 massive shimmering chains of pure, stable reality erupted from the Heartseed, wrapping around the thrashing Void Spawn Alpha. The Alpha roared in agony, its form violently contorting, but the chains held, solidifying its essence, binding it to a fixed point in reality. Nexus Weave Phase 2. Reality Anchor Chain, initiated. Void Spawn Alpha is immobilized. Essence is stabilized. You have gained 500 XP. You have leveled up. Kaelen is now level 9. All stats increased. Echo Energy Pool, 90-90. New passive skill gained. Ethel's Legacy, level 3. Your comprehension of the Echo Plane's genesis is absolute. Grants: a 20% bonus to Echo Weaving efficiency and unlocks Master Nexus Weave schemas. Can create permanent Echo Anchors. Active skill gained. Memory-Purification, level 5. Memory-Purification, level 6. Success rate: perfect, 100%. Cost: 4 Echo Energy. Can now purify Void Spawn Advanced and partially purify the Void Nexus. Level 9. He had woven the Reality Anchor Chain, binding the Alpha. His Ethel's Legacy, level 3, was at its zenith, allowing him to comprehend the entire Echo Plane's genesis and even create permanent Echo Anchors. And Memory-Purification, level 6, could now partially purify the Void Nexus, the very heart of the Fade Lord Prime's power. Only one phase remained. The final blow. The Void Spawn Alpha, though immobilized, still thrummed with a malevolent residual power. This was it. The Void Spawn Alpha, level 12, bound by the Reality Anchor Chain and suppressed by the Void Stabilizer Array, was a shadow of its former self, yet still a terrifying presence. Kaelen, level 9, looked at Alara, whose eyes held a mixture of triumph and exhaustion. His Ethel's Legacy, level 3, pulsed with the final ultimate schema. The last phase, Alara announced, her voice strained. The Echo Dissolution Ray. It will channel purified Heartseed energy through your Weaver Seed to dissolve the Alpha's corrupted form and sever its connection to the Fade Lord Prime. Nexus Weave Schematic detected. Activating Phase 3, Echo Dissolution Ray. Required: 100 Echo Energy, channeled from Heartseed, 20x, Memory-Shards, Absolute Resolve, Direct Weaver Seed Connection. Weaving time: 15 sec. Kaelen slammed his Weaver Seed into the console one last time. He felt the colossal power of the Heartseed flow through him, a pure golden river of creation energy. He began to weave the Echo Dissolution Ray, the ultimate purification. But the Fade Lord Prime, sensing its minion's final moments, unleashed a desperate mental counterattack. A wave of pure void essence slammed into Kaelen's mind, a devastating, psychic assault designed to shatter his will and unravel his very being. Illusions of his lost family, of his past failures, of his deepest fears, flickered before his eyes, screaming at him to give up, to embrace the nothingness. His Paradox Resistance, level 4, flared, protecting his core, but the sheer force of the mental assault was overwhelming. He gritted his teeth, his vision blurring. He was bleeding Echo energy, just trying to hold himself together. Alara saw his struggle. She reached out, placing her hand on his shoulder. "Hold, Weaver," she cried, pouring her own vast mental energy, her own lifetime of stable memories, into their shared psychic link, reinforcing his defenses. "Remember Ethel. Remember the purpose. Create. Don't unravel. Kaelen drew on her strength, on the sheer, stubborn will of humanity that Alara represented. He focused on the heartseed's pure energy, on the feeling of creation, on his, Ethel's, legacy level 3 that bound him to the very genesis of the Echo Plane. He pushed back against the mental assault, his mind becoming a battleground. He saw the Fade Lord Prime's central weakness, its fear of pure, uncorrupted creation. Its power was in the dissolution, not the forging. He channeled the last of his personal echo energy and the Heartseed's immense power into the final weave. A blinding beam of golden white light erupted from the console, channeled through Kaelen's Weaver Seed, and struck the bound Void Spawn Alpha. Nexus Weave Phase 3. Echo Dissolution Ray activated. Void Spawn Alpha, level 12, takes catastrophic purifying damage. Alpha's core essence is completely dissolved, connection to Fade Lord Prime severed. You have gained 1000 XP. You have leveled up. Kaelen is now level 10. All stats increased. Echo Energy Pool 100-100, new passive skill. Gained, Echo Weaver's Zenith, level 1. You are now the foremost Echo Weaver of the Echo Plane. Your weaving abilities are inherently more powerful and efficient. You can permanently infuse woven constructs into the environment. Grants, Reality Architect. New active skill. Gained, Grand Memory Infusion, level 1. Forge a permanent, large-scale purification or utility echo construct on a designated area, integrating into the Echo Plane's core network. Echo energy cost, extreme, cooldown, 24 hours. Level 10. The Void Spawn Alpha dissolved completely, leaving behind nothing but shimmering purified ambient echo energy. The Heartseed hummed peacefully. The Fade Lord Prime's psychic screams instantly vanished, its connection to this part of the Echo Plane severed. Kaelen, utterly drained, collapsed against Alara, his body trembling, his mind finally at peace. He had done it. He was the Echo Weaver's Zenith, the Reality Architect. He now possessed the power to permanently mend the Echo Plane, to create grand memory infusions that would safeguard its future. He looked at his hands, no longer just glowing with temporary energy, but etched with permanent subtle golden threads, the mark of the Weaver. He was no longer just Kaelen, the disillusioned scavenger. He was Kaelen, the architect of reality, who had saved the Echo Plane from true nothingness. He had faced the void and chosen to create. His canvas was vast, and now, finally, stable. His story had ended, but the real work, the grand memory infusion of a new, hopeful future, had just begun.